One of the enemies of success is not failure, it's success itself. Habakkuk chapter 2. We've been reading Habakkuk chapter 2, and God is pulling out some things from there. I will stand my watch and set myself on the rampart and watch to see what he will say to me. And so we talked about saying what God will say will be determined by where you are standing. We talked about that and what I will answer when I'm corrected. And in verse 2, then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision. Write the vision. So I told you about you must have a vision book, or some people call it vision board. You must have a book where you put down all your visions, the things that God is revealing to you per time. And God speaks to you in seasons. God reveals to you things in seasons. There are seasons in everybody's life. We talked about when you are in 20s, you're in your 20s, it's a season of your life. When you're in your 30s, and I remember I told us that there are certain things that you must pay attention to in all the seasons of your life. There are certain things, if you don't get them done in your 20s, it becomes difficult. There are certain things, if you don't get them done in your 30s, it becomes difficult. And I observed that most of the people that are doing great work today, with the exception of few, they plunged and enter into the reality of the pursuit of their vision at the early stage of their life. We talked about Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. Who can remember? Who knows when he started Facebook? When? In his 20s. I think 1920 thereabout. The owner of Apple started the company when he was in 21 year old. How early? I talked about Joseph in the scripture. I understand Joseph began to receive visions and dreams for life at age 17. That was when God began to reveal to him what would happen to him in the future. So you need to understand that there is no age. You know, certain times we think all these are young chaps are too young to succeed, too young to achieve things. But you realize that the earlier, the better. The earlier you receive the instruction of God for your life, the better. So pay attention to what happens to you in every seasons of your life. At 20s, at 30s, between 20 to 30, between 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, and on like that. There are certain things when you are getting to your 60s, it may be getting too late. Except with the exceptions of, I understand, the owner of KFC actually bought KFC at 56 thereabout. At 56. But it is not everybody that have the capacity and that can enjoy that grace. At 56, you begin to start something, and of course KFC is everywhere today. But the best thing is to enter into it as early as possible. So get to note what God is dealing with you on at certain stages of your life. If there is any time to do anything, the best time is now. So write the vision, make it plain on tablets. Make it plain, write it down. Everything God shows you, write it down. Keep writing it. Don't think it should make sense. It does not have to make sense. God is saying to you, you are going to own an estate. And you are saying to yourself, I don't even own a plot of land. It may not make sense, but write it down. Make it plain. Then the last part says that he may run that reads it. That's my point this morning. When you have received visions from God, when God has revealed to you the things that he wants you to plan or enjoy or live for the rest of your life. As a matter of fact, visions are supposed to drive your journey in life. My people perish for they lack vision. The reason why people go haywire, the reason why people run from pillar to post is because they lack direction. And what makes people lack direction is because they lack vision. If you have a vision for life, you know exactly where you're going, you know exactly what to do, you know exactly when to move and how to move. And one key thing this morning is that when God gives you a vision for life, that is one part, special important factor you must pay attention to, that he may run who reads it. So without vision, people perish. But I want to let you know, without people, vision also perish. The same way vision is important, the same way vision is important. God's vision for your life is designed in a way that you cannot be the only determinant factor. You should not. You can't tell me God has given you a vision and that vision is all about you. You are the Alpha, the Omega of that vision. You are the beginning and the end. There is nobody that is connected or involved in the fulfillment of God, of that vision for your life. It doesn't matter how small it may be. That's why I told you, real vision, true vision, must be people-oriented. If God has given you a vision to be a business tycoon, you must know it. One proof that you will know that vision is genuine and from God is that it must go beyond your natural human ability to fulfill it. If it's all about you and you don't need anybody to fulfill that vision, that is not a vision. It's just an illusion. Real vision must go beyond you. If you can't tell me you need people in your life, then you have not received any vision. Every vision without people is illusion. Every vision is illusion. You must pay attention to the importance of people in your life. The scripture says one will chase how many thousand? One. One will chase how many thousand? 1,000. Two will do what? 10,000. See the arithmetic. You must get to that point where receiving vision from God, as important as it is, you must get to that point to understand, after you have received the vision, then the next thing you'll be talking about is, who will help me in the fulfillment of... And I told you about Josephs. You must have every Joseph in your life. Who is a Joseph? Interpreters of dreams. You must have people who will help you to interpret your dreams. There are certain dreams that God will give you, and it will be so uncoded, and you need people who will be able to help you break it down into smaller parts for you to have a proper understanding of what God is saying to you. So you must recognize people who will help you in achieving God's vision for your life. You must recognize people who will help you interpreting God's vision for your life. Yesterday we had a worship here in the evening, and I remember she came to me and said, this is what I have in mind. And this is what I have. He painted a picture of what he wanted to do. How she wanted the whole atmosphere to look like. And of course with a picture or a video. So I said, in this case, I am not a Joseph. Because you must know who your Joseph is. In this case, I am not a Joseph. Because I will not be able to help with the accurate interpretation of this your vision. So I recommended a Joseph. The same way the butler recommended a Joseph to the king. Oh king, I remember there's a man who is anointed for interpretation of dream. You can send for him. And exactly what happened. So you must recognize who the Joseph is. Of course, when the Joseph came, changed the whole dynamics. So I said, Oga, if you had brought me in to interpret this dream, instead of black, you will see white. Because you won't achieve that vision. That's the... See, let me make you understand this. When God gives you a vision, don't be sentimental about it. Don't do what? Be sentimental about it. You have to recognize who are the people that will help me to achieve and fulfill my goal. In fulfilling God's vision for life, number one, first set of people, you must pay attention to them. Number one, I call them resistors. Or you call them resistors. Number two, you have the takers. Number three, you have the builders. Number four, you have the killers. This four set of people are always there. They're what? They're always there. These takers, you can call them the snatchers. You must know who these people are. They are everywhere. They're in your life. See, what I'm teaching you this morning is something, if you pay attention to it, it will help you to make your journey in life very smooth. And let me quickly say this. Don't ever, if you don't have it, you must pray to God. You must not live your life without a vision for life. It must give you direction. You can't just sleep and wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat, sleep, wake. That is not the design of God for your life. You must have a definite assignment that God has given you to do. It doesn't have to be something massive or something major. You must have a direction for life. I know what I'm living for. So these sort of people are very important in your life. There are certain people, all they are there for, when you show them your vision, you share your vision with them, they are there to resist. They want to block that vision from coming to pass. They give you 1,001 reasons why that vision cannot make sense. They tell you why this thing cannot work. They tell you, sister, the son will bow for you, you that, who is your father, who is your mother? You have a vision to be the first lady of Ogun State in the days to come. And say, you, who knows you, who gave birth to you? So they resist the vision from coming to pass. The set of people, another set of people, they are takers. They snatch the vision. That's why you must know who to share your vision. You know, I told you, you share your vision with people. But you must also recognize who is the person to share with. Everybody is not supposed to be discussed. You are not supposed to discuss your vision with everybody. There are certain people, what they do, you show them what God has shown you, they are there to take the vision from you. As important as that, you must get people to run with, know who you are discussing with. Certain people are there to take that vision from you. That's where you share the vision with them. The next time you are seeing them, they're already fulfilling the vision. I say, but I discussed the vision from you. They are there to take and snatch the vision from you. Pay attention to them. Another set of people, we call them vision builders. You give them the vision, before you go and come back, they're already building it for you. But they say, we have not started. I didn't tell you we are going to start. They say, sir, you just told me. This one, we are running already. We're running already. I recognize all these people. They are in my life. I know who are the takers. Many years ago, I wanted to start what we're doing. So I was discussing with a man who happened to be a pastor of a church. At that time, I had nothing. I had no money. See, pay attention. Sometimes you need people who are supposed to support you, but instead of supporting you, they want to snatch the vision from you. So this man said, you know what? I want us to work together. So I know where it was going. This one is not working together. They want to take the thing from me. So I ran away from it. Then last time when we met, it was on different level entirely. He couldn't recognize again. Because at that time, I was already running with the vision and fulfilling God's mandate for my life. So recognize them. So who are the builders, my vision builders? You must have them in your life part-time. You have a business. You must recognize who are the people that will help me to build this business to the heights that it will get to in life. Recognize who are your builders. And then recognize who are vision killers. They are there to murder the vision. They want to kill the vision. They don't want the vision to come to pass. They are called the heralds of this world. Someone just gave birth and the news got to them, and the next thing is no one must rise above me. You share your vision with them and they discover that this vision, by the time this vision comes to pass, is going to outsmart them and overshine their own vision. They want to do everything possible. That's when they will tell you, my brother, this nation is difficult. This nation is difficult. Nothing works in this nation. It's a lie. What they are doing is to kill that child that you carry in your tummy. You must recognize them. These are people who are everywhere. Pay attention to them. It's very important. I just told you, age is very important when it comes to the fulfillment of God's vision for your life. Joseph started at age 17. The vision of grain and dream and star dream. If you talk about Genesis chapter 41, of course, the vision became fulfilled at the right time. David was 30 years when he began to reign. You have heard the statement that says a fool at 40 what? Is a what? is a what? A fool at 40. But that's a long-term statement. Right now, a fool at 15 is a fool forever. At what age do you think? Government says now that it's a new law that if you are not 18, you can't enter higher institution. But of course, this year, many people pushing their kids to enter school at 16. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of them. There are people who enter school at 16. Some enter at 15, depending. At 14. If you enter higher institution at 14, then you are supposed to have certain level of sense. So you can't tell me it's at 40 that you begin to know what to do for life. At 15, you should have an idea of what your life is all about. What are you going to be living for the rest of your life? You must pay attention to age and vision. It's very important. Whatever you need to do at a particular time, pay attention to it. That's very, very important. I read of Aliko Dangote at level. I read of his account. He began this journey at age 21. Some of us, the question I want to ask you, at 21, where were you? For those of us who are far more than. Some of us at 21, you are still fighting your mom and your dad. Can you manage? You serve me rice without meat. It's just one meat you gave me. At 21? Or some of us at 30, you are still fighting that they gave you one meat instead of two meats. At 30? Well, you should be the one feeding people. You should have a vision at 30 to feed nations. That should be your priority. If you have that vision, you can't be fighting for not giving you two meats instead of one. You can't have that vision and tell me at 40 you are still under your parents' roof. That's a taboo. That's a taboo. You are waiting for them to die so that you can inherit. Inherit what? If you look at the house, one part of the house is already demolished. And that's what you are sitting for, to inherit. That destiny is gone forever. Instead of you to be all out there, walked out of the house, I walked out there. My parents had, even though at that time when I walked out, it was not, I look at my life, I say, is it the house I'm going to live for forever? I can't be staying here forever, for God's sake. So I walked out. Where are you going? Like God told Abraham, get out, get thee. I love King James because it makes it look very powerful. Get thee out of your father's house. To a place I will show you. So I went thee out of my father's house. To a place, because I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anywhere. I told you I was sleeping in the classroom. But it's a story today. A long story. Even it's just a different story today. Something pushed. You can't be there and be saying you are fighting everybody. They know you in the streets, fighting everybody for nothing. Instead of you being the one that everybody will come and say they're looking for you to come and solve a problem for them. Pay attention to that. Act chapter 1. Now quickly round up from here today. So I've just told you, pay attention to what happens to you. The question you ask yourself, at this age of my life, what is the vision for my life for the next 20 years? Because the longer the better. I told you last week, break your journey into 3. Long, mid, short. The long-term vision, the next 20 years, how do I want my life to look like? See, this thing I'm talking to you about, if you don't talk about it now, if you don't think about it now, 20 years will arrive and your life will still be the same. I told my wife one day, walked into the house, I became so angry. I said, next 2 years, I'm out of this house. In fact, it was so serious that I said, this foam we used to sleep, at 6 times next year, I don't want to sleep on this foam again. It was that bad. It was that serious. I said, but this thing is still good. I said, I know it's good, but this is not what I'm saying. I'm saying something else. You must know exactly what should happen to you in 2025. Where do you see yourself by December 2025? If you don't know this, if you don't think about this, 2025 will come upon you as if it's just an overnight exercise. You must think of the year ahead, 2025. I told you I have a document, maybe one of these I'm going to show you, my life in 2028. And now I wrote down about 40 things that my life must look like in 2028. I have on a journey already. My decision today, tomorrow is determined by that document. You must have that, both as husband and wife. Now, this is the way it works. Let me explain to you. I know what it is to have a family vision. It is good. The family have a vision. This is our family vision. It's fantastic. But the husband, who is the head of the house, must have a vision as the head. Where do I see this family in the next 20 years? I saw for my children the vision for them in a particular, I have that written somewhere. At this age, this one will be married. At this one will be married. At this age, this one should be doing his masters. At this age, this one should be doing this. At that age, this one will be doing this. Then all of these things will determine what you have to do now. You can't just sleep and wake up and think something will happen automatically on their own. Pay attention to every move you make, and that will influence so many things about your life. Now, let me round up this morning because of time, because we still have to take the communion. One key thing in fulfilling God's vision for your life, Habakkuk chapter 2. We're there. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, go to verse 3. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. By the hand it will speak. It will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. I just told you about timing. For vision, you must do what you need to do at a particular time of your life. The vision is yet for an appointed time. Wait for it. It will surely come to pass. If God showed you anything, relax. Don't worry yourself about if you have a vision that will cost you 100 million naira. It's not a problem. This is what you do. Relax, break it down into different form, and then what do I need to do first? What's the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? If God gave you a vision that you are going to own a property at a particular time, don't worry yourself. You don't have money, but you start from one move and next move and next move. And that's very important. But this morning, Acts chapter 1, verse 1. Something remarkable here. When you want to achieve God's vision for life, one key thing that you must pay attention to is acting on the fulfillment of that vision. You do everything possible to pursue that vision. It is not just enough to receive the vision. It's important for you to pursue the vision. Act as much as you can of what Jesus began to do and to teach. You look at Acts chapter 1. Oh, Theophilus, written unto you of what Jesus began to do. Jesus began to do and to teach. Not to teach and to do. There are many teachers, but not many doers. We have a lot of teachers who are not doing anything. But scripture says of what Jesus began to do and to teach. What Jesus began to do and to teach. One key thing that you must not make mistake about is acting on your vision. I know there are many dreamers, but there are little achievers. One challenge I will throw to you this morning is to wake up from your sleep, rise up from your slumber, and begin to run in the fulfillment of God's vision for your life. What has God shown you? What have you seen? The question is, what are you doing in fulfillment of that vision? What effort have you made? You saw yourself worshiping in the means of crowd, 1,000 people. What effort are you making in the fulfillment of that vision? You are waiting for one day, all of a sudden, somebody will wake you up. Sister, it's time for the fulfillment of God's vision for your life. 1,000 people are waiting for you. It will never happen. There must always be one move at a time towards the fulfillment of God's vision for your life. What happened yesterday is a move. And you know, I told you, see, you have created a challenge for yourself. It's a challenge because I said something, and let me say it here. It is better for you not to enter limelight. Just remain where you are. Entering limelight is a problem. It costs more than you can imagine to sustain and maintain limelight. It is better for you not to have money. Just remain okay. We eat and drink. But to have money, it costs more than you think. It costs more than you can imagine. To sustain wealth is a lot of work. I've told you this thing before. 3 dimensions: making money, managing money, growing money. There are 3 different levels. What you require to make money is not the same thing that you require to sustain money. It costs more. It requires more energy, more intellect, more wisdom, more capacity. To sustain money, you have 100,000 in your account. You will need higher dimension of wisdom. To sustain that money, let it remain at 100,000 naira. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Because if care is not taken, one move, that money is gone. Just one wrong move, 100,000 is gone. You'll be asking yourself, who stole my money? Nobody stole your money. One move. So you need higher intellectual capacity to sustain it. But then, to move from 100,000 to 1 million, hey, it's a lot of work. Same thing with fulfilling vision for your life. It's better for you not to have vision. It's better. Just say, Lord, if you don't want trouble, Lord, don't give me vision. But if you desire to have vision, which is required for your progress in life, if you have it, it will take much from you to build and grow that vision of what Jesus began to do. Some people who are rich today will be telling themselves, God, maybe you should take this thing away for us, because the kind of demand on them is heavy. Act on your vision. Make every move part time to make sure you make step in the fulfillment and achievement of God's vision for your life. People are celebrated for what they achieve. People only celebrate achievers. They don't celebrate the dreamers. Have you ever seen any award? Say award ceremony, award night. Today, we want to recognize all the dreamers in the house. Dreamer number 1, the best dreamer in the year 2024. He had 1,000 dreams. Bring to the front Mr. Kelechuku in Domina. Give him a round of applause. I say, how many dreams have you had this year? I say, my brother, I had 1,001 dreams. Receive your certificate. Have you seen anyone? People are awarded and rewarded for their achievements, not for their dreams. Somebody says, man, I have many books. Where? It's in the archive. He has never produced a single book. You will never be rewarded for the book that is not written, or the book that is not published. You will only be recognized. You are not an author until you publish that book. I'm challenging someone this morning. Don't just be the dreamer. Be the doer of the word. Be the doer of the vision. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall your poverty come. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 33. A little sleep, a little slumber. Little sleep today, little sleep tomorrow. It is so easy to enjoy sleep. One scripture that has pushed me to do things is this scripture. Sometimes we'll be on the bed. You know the time that the sleep comes very well. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's when you enter the 7th heaven. And you're enjoying yourself. And then you know, like some of us, we've been told, 5 a.m., you have to wake up to pray. 5 a.m. At 4:30, I check my time, it's 4:30. And then we are just enjoying the sleep. Oh, you think it's easy? To achieve goals, vision in life, you must recognize that you have to sacrifice so many things that is called comfort and convenience. I was sharing with someone, one of the enemies of success is not failure, it's success itself. It is important to note, as comfort as important is, you must not be too comfortable in life. That you create an environment for yourself. You create an environment for yourself that I can't enjoy comfort all my life, as good as it is. Because if you don't do that, you will not be able to move from one level of success to another. I know very well, if I don't do certain things every day of my life, I won't be able to achieve the goals and the vision that I have in life. So you must get to that point where you create an environment for yourself that you are not always comfortable. Even though you know you are comfortable, you must create that environment. There are certain things I know I have the capacity to do, but I won't do them just because I know I still have a long way to go. A little sleep, a little slumber. Pay attention to this. You can't afford to rest now. What have you achieved? What have you achieved? See, don't be deceived by what everybody says. I understand the medical instructions given to us, 8 hours per day. But the question I will ask is this: how many hours do we have in a day? You have 24 hours. And you have had slept for 8 hours. That's 1/3 of your existence in life. You have used 1/3 of your life to sleep. What time will you be able to achieve your vision? What time do you have to achieve your goal? Challenge you this morning. Go to work. Let me preach to someone. Go to work. Go to work. Go to work. Age is not on your side. Go to work. You think you are young? Go to work. You think you still have energy? Go to work. I was having a discussion with him yesterday. He said, I thought I used to. He did some moves and the thing bounced on him. I said, you think you still have the energy? The energy you had when you were 20. He said, I used to think I'm still 30. In mind, you are still 30. But this body is telling you, excuse me, take it easy on me. I'm not 30. I'm now 50 plus. It is time to go to work now. Go to work. Some of us are sleeping too much. You have a lot of work to do. Only God knows how many things I do every day. Only God knows. Only God knows. There are lives to reach. There are visions to fulfill. There are missions to accomplish. Go to work. I told you I was having a project. I told you about a project that running with my wife. I was there in the morning, make sure everything's set up. They started running, and the next thing I was already in the fair. Finish what I needed to do. Friday, I was there. Today, I'm somewhere else. I have another appointment this after church today. 2 appointments today after service. 2 appointments. Only God knows when I will get home today. Go to work. Tomorrow, the mission, the assignment I have, the project my wife is running. When they told me, I felt, excuse me, you want to kill somebody? Because I told you, when you have a vision, you must recognize who are your interpreters. By the time we bring in interpreters, by the time we broke it down, he told us it's going to take us 2 months. I said, 2 months to do what? 2 months for what? So for the next 2 months, Tuesday, Thursday, we're running. For the next 2 months, every Tuesday. And I thought it was going to be 2 hours, 3 hours. We start in the morning, we close about 5 a.m., 5 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m. Every Tuesday, every Thursday. For the next 2 months. Go to work. You will think by the time what you celebrate in people's life is the result. But you don't understand the energy they have put inside it. You don't recognize. You don't know. See the instructor. Because my author stand to teach for that number of hours. They take a short break and they continue. So when there's a little time to rest, she wants to sit. The man says, no. Excuse me, ma. With respect and honor. Anyway. Excuse me, ma. You can't sit. Please stand up. Sometimes I feel, what have I entered into? If I knew I wouldn't have tried this, I wouldn't have started. I was feeling for her. But by the time the result starts to show, that's what you see. That's what you celebrate. People will only celebrate the result that you produce. Nobody recognizes the candle that you burn. Nobody. Nobody celebrates you for the stress that you go through. Go to work. Your goal, I must produce result. All I want to show. Don't tell me the story. I'm not interested in the story that you want to tell me. Show me the result. After the result, you can now share the story. How I got here. It may make sense at that time. When you have not produced the result, forget the stories. Nobody is interested. You know, when I was going, I met lion on the road. That's nonsense. What happened thereafter? Kill the Goliath first and tell us the story of the bears and the lion. Kill the Goliath first. He had a vision. Goliath, I'll kill you. After the story, after the achievement, then tell the story. A little sleep, a little. I want to challenge someone this morning. You sleep too much. Poverty will bombard you. You think money will fall from the tree? It's just going to come from the. Hey, to make money requires a lot of work. I can tell you that. To make money requires a lot of work. We finished service here on Sunday. On Sunday, right? We were all together here. I think we had a meeting here. We finished here. I got home, had my lunch. I don't know whether it's called lunch or brunch because it was about 5 p.m. What do they call that one? You eat at 5 p.m. You can't call that one lunch again. It's becoming brunch. Lunch, brunch. Is this supper? I managed to eat. I was feeling so tired. My body wanted to sleep, but I had a project to deliver. I must deliver a project and must show up there. So I left home about 7 p.m., drove out again. I didn't return back home until 10 p.m. the second day. I stayed overnight, stay up till the following morning, run through the program, made sure everything was set and successful, everything ran smoothly. And then when it was supposed to be a 2-day event, the first day when I finished, I said, you know what, because it was on a Monday, and then on Tuesday, I have to resume back for my wife's project. So I couldn't go on Tuesday, but I came back 10 p.m. The next Tuesday, I started my wife's project again. Go to work. You will see my result tomorrow. You think it just happened by chance. It took a lot of energy. It's taking me a lot of energy. I told you how I sometimes sleep drive. Was that what I call it? I sleep drive sometimes. I drive, I sleep, I drive. I don't know which one I do sometimes. What I know is God sustains me. You see, you give excuse. I have no man. That's what some of you are saying. I don't have any man. I don't have any man to help me. I don't have any money. I don't have this. I don't have that. That's the reason why you have not entered into the pursuit of what God has shown to you. All God can do is what he has done. The best he can do is to show you the vision. It is your responsibility to wake up, rise up, and run with the vision. It's your job, not God's job. God won't do anything. All he can do is what he has done to reveal to you. This is your future. Your job is to run with it. Make it plain that it may run. For how long will you be getting ready? All some of us are doing is, you know what, Pastor? I'm getting ready, man. I'm getting ready. 1 year, we are getting ready. 2 years, we are still getting ready. It's 3 years now. We are still getting ready. Get out. There are 3 magic words that my pastors taught us that stuck with me forever. Do it now, not tomorrow. Those words, when I remember it, boy, rise up. Do it now. You need to make a call. Make that call now. You need to write a proposal. Write that proposal now. If I tell you the things I have done in pursuing my vision, I saw vision of how to want to reach out to different customers, still reaching different people. One day, I went to the internet, copy company organizations names that I don't know, I've never met, I don't know where they are. I had about almost 1,000 names, contacts, copied from it. I had a book, I printed them, I copied them, printed them. I still have the list today. Some of those lists, some of those addresses don't exist again, but I don't care. You know what I did? I went to do proposals. I selected about 250 of those contacts, went to do proposals, binded the proposals, and went to the post office, bought stamp, and enveloped 250 proposals, and posted to 250 contacts that I didn't know. But I can tell you something. 1 or 2 of them responded. It's almost 10 years now. If at all, I can't remember. I remember one for the almost 10 years that is still sticking with me to today. One. That one. The result I got from that one paid off times 1 million times what it cost me to carry out the exercise. You stay there. Oh, God, I wish you give me 10 customers. I just wish you give me 20 customers. If only I can get 20 customers. That's what we are saying. What move have you made? What step have you taken? What effort are you making? I can't forget that experience. I tried it. The second time I tried it again. I've done that 2 or 3 times now. Bought stamp, sent. At another time when I realized that stamp was not working, I went to a career office. It cost me a lot of money. Went to career office. I gave them wet package, cost me money. Courier to different offices that I didn't know. 2 things you must not stop doing. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop doing. These 2 things, you must live for these 2 things for the rest of your life. Dreaming and doing. Dream and do. I call it double D. You dream and you do. The more you dream, the more you do. The more you dream, you keep dreaming and you keep doing. It's okay to start small, but don't stay small. It's okay. I have This principle of starting small, growing big. You know, my challenge with people, it's okay to start as a security guard. But if I come back to that place after 5 years and you are still opening gates, something is wrong with your brain. I'm telling you. If after 5 years you are still a security guard, something is wrong with your brain. You need a reset. It's okay to be a gate man. Start with that. But don't let that be your final destination. Dream big. That's what I'm saying. You can start small. It's okay to start with one shop. But after 10 years of running one shop, you should have at least 2 extra more. If not at all, at least 2 extra more. It's okay to start small. But set a vision for yourself. This is not my last bus stop. Smallness and humility are not the same. What some of us talk about is, I'm just trying to be humble. I'm just trying to be humble. You know what? I don't want to show off. You think you are humble. You are small. You are not humble. Real blessings, they announce themselves. Real stuff. Real stuff. It's okay. You try to be humble and this and that. It's okay. But you know what? Don't stay small. Push yourself to the limit. I talk about the concept of stress and stretch. Sometimes you need the two. You enter a point where you begin to feel you are stressed. But it is a good thing to feel stressed sometimes, if it will help me to achieve my vision and goal for life. Do something. You can start from any level, but don't remain there. That's my call for you this morning. As you look to heaven to fulfill God's mandate for your life, what God has in mind for you is bigger than this. I wish you above all things that you promise me. I know my thought for you, thought of peace and not of evil, to give you hope, expected hand. What do you see of yourself in 30 years' time? I look at myself. One day, let me tell you the truth, whether we like it or not. One day, whether you like it or not, you'll be a grandmother. It's a reality of life. Let's not deceive ourselves. It's a matter of time. You'll be a grandmother. There will be a day that you will stand and your daughter will be married to a man, and you will be, it's going to stand that day, and the priest will start. Who gave this woman a marriage? And then I'm picturing now the kind of agbada that you will wear, and you will walk to the front and say, hi, I did. I'm imagining it. And then you would stretch forth the hand and carry the hand of the daughter. That day is going to come. But you know what? You will have a lot of work to do to make that vision come to pass. It's a vision that you must not allow the devil to snatch away from you. I told you there are vision snatchers. But I pray for you today, everyone that has been positioned around your life to snatch God's vision for your life, the Lord will kill them. I tell you, the Lord will kill them. Anyone who is there to frustrate God's vision for your life, the Lord will frustrate them. But I pray for you today, God will give you vision builders. People who will tell you, excuse me, ma, go. God blessed me. I tell you, there are times when I will call, guys, how far? Is everything okay? I say, everything is fine. And then I'll say, I want to be on my way. And then they'll say, no, don't bother, sir. I say, I just want to call. I say, no, don't bother. Everything is fine. We take care of everything. And that's exactly what happens. They take care of everything. Those are vision builders. God will give them to you. In your life, the people that you need. Rise on your feet this morning as we close. Rise on your feet this morning because of time. The vision that the people that you need to help you in the achievement of God's vision for your life, the Lord will send them to you. Amen. I want to pray this prayer for you. The resources that you need. There are some of us, what is holding back God's vision for your life is the resources. If only you can get the money, you will do better than this. But I pray for you today, the resources will come. I was listening to a man, a short video, and then they were trying to interview, there's a young man who does a random interviews of different people, and then was asking, what do you do? And the man said, I'm an angel investor. I just invest in people. That's what I do. I said, that's what you do for a living? In my mind, I was saying, I'm here, man. I'm here, man. I'm a good place to invest. I'm a good platform to invest. But I hope you know there are individuals also, that's what they do. I was listening to the owner of Coast Christ. I said that he was talking about the story of a young man who happened to be one of his mentees now. And he said the guy's been following him. And I said, so one day the guy came and said he had something. He mentioned one figure, almost about 100 million. He gave him to go and do what they wanted to do. And I'm sure at no interest. Of course, you return it back. You know, there are angel investors that don't even expect you. They tell you, return it back when you like. Some of us, you understand, if you have borrowed money in the bank before, that is what they call moratorium. Moratorium means they give you like 3 months to use the money before you start paying back. But you know that is not an operation as far as Nigerian banks is concerned. You collect money now, the next day they knock at your door. Excuse me, it's time to pay. I said, but just yesterday. They said, no, there's no mercy here. We want our money back immediately. But there are certain people who are sent into your life, they give you money and they say, at will, whenever. In fact, they tell you 1 year. We give you 1 year, go and run with it. The Lord will send help to you. People who will help you in achieving goals, your vision for life. You have that business, you want to, this business must grow big, but you need resources. Today, I ask of heaven, receive that help. Receive that help. Receive that help. Receive that connection.